Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today. Today I want to talk about a hidden hour that has the power to completely transform your career, your mindset, and your life. It is the hour between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. In his best-selling book, The 5 a.m. Club, leadership expert Robin Sharma introduces a revolutionary morning routine designed to help you maximize your productivity, reduce stress, and unlock your true potential. Most people start their day in a state of rush. They wake up late, immediately check their smartphones, react to messages, and instantly feel overwhelmed by the demands of the world. By doing this, they give away their mental energy before the day even begins. The 5 a.m. Club changes everything. Waking up at 5 a.m. gives you a powerful head start. While the rest of the world is still sleeping, you get a quiet, distraction-free window of time. Your brain is calm, your focus is sharp, and there are no notifications or emails fighting for your attention. The core secret of this method is what the author calls the 20-20-20 formula. This formula divides your very first hour into 3 high-impact blocks of 20 minutes each. The first 20 minutes, from 5 o'clock to 5:20, are for intense physical movement. When you exercise first thing in the morning, your body releases chemicals that wake up your brain, boost your energy, and wash away morning laziness. It prepares you physically to tackle the day ahead. The second 20 minutes, from 5:20 to 5:40, are dedicated to deep reflection. This is your time to meditate, plan your daily goals, or write in a journal. This practice gives you incredible mental clarity. It helps you stay grounded, reduces anxiety, and ensures you spend your day focused on your true priorities rather than just staying busy. The final 20 minutes, from 5:40 to 6 o'clock, are focused entirely on growth and learning. This is when you read inspiring books, study new technical skills, or practice a new language. Just 20 minutes of daily learning adds up to massive personal growth over a year. Mastering your morning is not about sleeping less, it is about living more intentionally. When you control your morning, you control your day. By joining this elite routine, you build bulletproof discipline and unlock a level of success you never thought possible. Before we can dive into the famous morning routine of the 5 a.m. Club, we must first understand the fundamental law that makes the entire system work. Author Robin Sharma lays down a foundational truth that sets the stage for everything else. He calls this rule number 1, distraction is the death of creative genius. In our modern world, we are living through an epidemic of interruption. Look around you today. Most people wake up and immediately reach for their smartphones. They spend their most valuable morning hours scrolling through social media, checking endless email notifications, and consuming superficial news. We have become a society addicted to digital distractions. Robin Sharma warns that if you are constantly reacting to notifications, messages, and social media feeds, you are giving away your cognitive bandwidth. Your cognitive bandwidth is your brain's limited supply of deep attention and mental energy. When you scatter your attention across 100 different digital alerts, you suffer from what scientists call attention residue. A part of your mind stays fixed on that last text message or email, meaning you can no longer focus 100% of your energy on your primary task. Rule number 1 teaches us that to belong to the top 5% of achievers, we must stop doing what the 95% of the population is doing. The majority of people are drowning in entertainment and trivial interruptions. The elite creators, the master innovators, and the highly successful individuals protect their focus fiercely. They choose capitalization of their potential over distraction. This is precisely why waking up at 5 a.m. is so revolutionary. The hour between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. is what the author beautifully names the hour of possibility. At 5 a.m., the world is perfectly still. Your family is asleep, your colleagues are not emailing you, and your phone is silent. There are absolutely no digital distractions competing for your attention. During this quiet hour, something fascinating happens to your brain biology. The constant chatter of your logical mind slows down. Your brain enters a deeply peaceful state, producing alpha waves. This allows you to experience a state of flow, that magical zone where your creativity peaks, your problem-solving skills sharpen, and you can think with absolute clarity. Rule number 1 is a wake-up call to reclaim your attention. It demands that you build a fortress around your morning focus. If you want to create exceptional work, master a new language, or scale your career, you must stop feeding the addiction of distraction. You must choose concentration over complication. Remember, history does not remember the people who spent their lives scrolling through social media. History honors the creators who protected their attention, dedicated themselves to deep focus, and utilized their mornings to build something meaningful. By embracing rule number 1, You stop being a passive consumer of distraction, and you become an active creator of your own destiny. Protect your morning hour, block out the noise, and let your genius unfold in the quiet hours of the dawn. The second core pillar of the 5 a.m. Club is the 4 focuses of history makers. To achieve elite-level success and join the top-tier performers in any field, you must move beyond the common habit of just staying busy. Robin Sharma identifies 4 specific areas where the most successful people in history have channeled their energy, and mastering these is essential to your growth. The first focus is capitalization IQ. Most people assume that success is driven purely by natural talent or high intelligence. History makers know better. They understand that it is not just about what talent you are born with, but how much of that talent you actually capitalize on. It is about the discipline to maximize your potential every single day. If you have the ability to be a great data analyst or a skilled communicator, but you only use 10% of that ability, you have failed to capitalize on your gifts. Success is determined by your daily commitment to pushing your current limits. The second focus is freedom from distraction. This builds on our previous discussion about rule number 1. We live in an age where digital noise is constant. History makers cultivate the ability to disappear. They create periods of complete isolation where they can focus deeply without any digital interruptions. This is how you produce work that is truly significant and creative. If you want to stand out, you must be willing to sacrifice the comfort of constant connectivity for the power of intense, uninterrupted focus. The third focus is personal mastery practice. This is the commitment to self-improvement. You cannot outperform your own self-perception or your own skill level. To change your life, you must change yourself. This means dedicating time every single day to refining your mindset, your body, and your professional capabilities. It involves learning new tools, reading deep literature, and maintaining a healthy physical routine. When you improve your internal state, your external world inevitably changes to match it. The fourth focus is day stackers. This is the art of stacking small daily wins. Many people look for one big break or a miraculous shortcut. History makers understand that there are no miracles, only consistent progress. They focus on winning the first hour of the day, which leads to winning the first half of the day, which inevitably leads to a highly productive day. When you stack enough of these productive days together, you create a decade of dominance. You do not need to do everything perfectly at once. You simply need to make sure that each day you are stacking small improvements on top of the last. By integrating these 4 focuses, capitalization IQ, freedom from distraction, personal mastery practice, and day stacking, you stop living a life of reaction and start living a life of strategic design. You are no longer just letting life happen to you. You are actively constructing your own success, one focused hour at a time. The third rule from the 5 a.m. Club introduces a concept that completely flips how we look at self-improvement. Robin Sharma calls it the 4 interior empires. You see, most people in the self-help world, they only focus on one thing: mindset. They tell you to change your thoughts, stay positive, and look at your goals. But a great mindset alone is not enough. If you have a toxic emotional life, or if you are physically exhausted, a positive mindset won't save you. That is why history makers look at the whole picture. They work on 4 distinct areas within themselves. The first empire is mindset. This is your psychology. It is about keeping your thoughts sharp, optimistic, and focused on growth. But as the author points out, mindset is only 25% of the equation. The second empire is heartset. This is your emotional life. You can have a brilliant strategy in your mind, but if your heart is full of anger, fear, or past resentment, you will self-sabotage. To achieve true success, you have to actively practice gratitude, forgiveness, and emotional resilience. You need an undivided heart. The third empire is health set. This is your physical body. It sounds obvious, but it is deeply true. You cannot conquer the world if you don't have the energy to get out of bed. Taking care of your health through movement and proper rest protects your lifespan, boosts your daily energy, and sustains your focus. And the final empire is soul set. This is your spirituality, your deepest character. It has nothing to do with religion. It is about connecting with who you truly are in the quiet moments of the morning, before the noise of the world takes over. It is about remembering your purpose, your values, and how you want to serve the world. When you wake up at 5 a.m., you aren't just waking up to check things off a to-do list. You are waking up to build, balance, and fortify these 4 interior empires. Because when your internal world is solid, your external world becomes unstoppable. The 4th core rule of the 5 a.m. Club is perhaps the most practical part of the entire book. It is the engine that drives the 5 a.m. routine. Robin Sharma calls it the 5-3-1 Habit Deconstruction Protocol. Now let's take a moment to understand why this matters. Many people hear about the 5 a.m. routine, and they get incredibly excited. They say, starting tomorrow, I am going to wake up at dawn, exercise, meditate, and change my life. They try it for 1 day, maybe 2 days, and then they quit. They go right back to their old habits, sleeping in, checking their phones, and feeling rushed. Why does this happen? It happens because they do not understand the psychology of habit change. Building a new habit is a process. It is not an event. It takes time, 66 days to be exact, for a new behavior to become automatic. The 5-3-1 protocol breaks down this journey into 3 distinct phases. The first phase is destruction. This lasts for 22 days. And let's be completely honest, this phase is difficult. It is painful. You are actively destroying your old pathways, your old comfort zones, and your old routine of sleeping late. When you hear that alarm go off at 5 a.m. during these first 3 weeks, your brain will scream at you to go back to sleep. That is completely normal. The author reminds us that all change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and gorgeous at the end. If you can survive the first 22 days, you enter the second phase, installation. This lasts from day 23 to day 44. During this phase, your brain is rebuilding itself. It is forming new neural pathways. It is still a challenge, but it begins to feel a little more familiar. You are starting to understand the flow of the morning. You are beginning to feel the benefits of that quiet hour. You are no longer just fighting the old habit, you are actively building the new one. And finally, you reach the third phase, integration, day 45 to day 66. This is where the magic happens. Waking up at 5 a.m. ceases to be a struggle. It becomes who you are. It becomes automatic. You no longer need an immense amount of willpower to get out of bed, because your body and your mind have fully integrated the routine. The protocol teaches us that consistency is the key to mastery. You do not need to be perfect every single day, but you must stick with the process through the messy middle. Protect your mornings, understand the phases of change, and give yourself the time to grow. The 5th core rule of the 5 a.m. Club shifts our attention away from the morning and onto the night. Robin Sharma calls this the essential twin cycle of elite performance. This concept is the secret weapon of the world's most productive creators. You see, we live in a culture that glorifies constant grinding. We are told to work 24/7, to hustle harder, and to burn the midnight oil. But history makers do not think like that. They understand a fundamental truth, that you cannot achieve peak performance without exceptional recovery. Growth does not actually happen while you are working. Think about an athlete who lifts heavy weights at the gym. They are not growing muscle while they are lifting. They are actually tearing muscle fibers apart. The real growth happens when they sleep, when they rest, and when they allow their body to rebuild. Your brain works exactly the same way. The twin cycle balances 2 critical phases, the high-performance phase and the deep recovery phase. If you only focus on performance and ignore recovery, you will eventually face burnout. Your focus will suffer, your creativity will dry up, and your exhaustion will make waking up at 5 a.m. absolutely impossible. To win the morning, you must first win the night before. This is why the author introduces the 20-20-20 sleep ritual. To protect your sleep, you must start preparing at least 1 hour before bed. The first part of the evening ritual means turning off all your digital devices by 8 p.m. No smartphones, no laptops, no television. The blue light from these screens tricks your brain into thinking it is still daytime. It stops the production of melatonin, the hormone you need to fall into a deep, restorative sleep. The second part of the ritual involves unwinding. This is the time to have a warm bath, read a physical book, or have a quiet conversation with your family. You are sending a clear signal to your nervous system that it is safe to slow down. And finally, you aim to be asleep by 10 p.m. Getting a solid 7 to 8 hours of deep sleep ensures that when the alarm rings at 5 a.m., you do not feel miserable. You wake up naturally energized, sharp, and ready to conquer the world. Do not view rest as a waste of time. View it as a strategic necessity. Take care of your nights so you can own your mornings. The sixth core rule of the 5 a.m. Club dives deep into a secret technique that will protect your focus during your working hours. Robin Sharma calls this the 90/90/1 rule. Once you have mastered your morning routine from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., the next big challenge is how you handle your energy when you actually start your workday. Most people arrive at their desks and immediately scatter their attention. They check emails, they look at their phones, they chat with colleagues, and they hop from one small task to another. By 11 a.m., their brain is already tired, and they haven't done anything of real value. The 90/90/1 rule is designed to fix this completely. The rule is very simple, but it requires immense discipline. For the next 90 days, devote the first 90 minutes of your workday to your number one most important project. Just one project. Think about that for a moment. 90 days, 90 minutes. One single priority. During these 90 minutes, you must create a fortress of complete isolation. You turn off your phone. You close all tabs on your laptop except the one you are working on. You do not check notifications. You do not answer emails. You disappear into a state of total, uninterrupted focus. Why is this rule so incredibly powerful? Because the first 90 minutes of your day are when your mental energy is at its absolute highest peak. Your brain is fresh, your willpower is strong, and your cognitive bandwidth is completely clear. If you give those valuable 90 minutes to trivial tasks, like replying to random messages, you are wasting your best genius on things that don't matter. But if you dedicate that time to your most critical high-impact goal, you will make more progress in 3 months than most people make in a whole year. This is how legendary work is created. This is how you master a difficult skill, build a business, or transform your career. It is not about working longer hours. It is about working with absolute intensity on the right thing at the right time. When you sit down to work tomorrow, remember this rule. Block out the noise, ignore the distractions, and give your best 90 minutes to your highest purpose. The seventh core rule of the 5 a.m. Club is a strategy that will help you maintain elite levels of productivity without losing your health or your peace of mind. Robin Sharma calls this the 60/10 method. This rule is all about managing your energy in real time throughout your workday. Many people believe that the best way to get things done is to sit at a desk and force themselves to work for 4 or 5 hours straight without taking a single break. But science shows us that our brains do not work that way. Your brain operates in cycles. After about an hour of intense, deep focus, your mental stamina naturally begins to drop. Your attention wanders, your speed slows down, and you start making mistakes. If you keep pushing through that exhaustion, you are no longer doing high-quality work. You are just creating a state of chronic fatigue. The 60/10 method solves this problem beautifully. The protocol is simple. For every 60 minutes that you spend working, you must follow it with a strict 10-minute break to completely refresh yourself. During the 60-minute work block, you must practice absolute, uninterrupted focus. No phone, no notifications, no multitasking. You put your head down and you give 100% of your energy to the task in front of you. But then, when the timer goes off, your work block ends, and you enter the 10-minute recovery block. In these 10 minutes, you must step away from your desk. You must disconnect entirely. Do not use this break to check social media or read work emails on your phone. That is not a break for your brain. Instead, you want to do something that physically resets your energy. You can stand up, stretch your muscles, and take deep breaths. You can walk around the room, drink a large glass of water, or step outside to get some natural sunlight. This short, intentional pause allows your brain to rest, recharge, and clear out mental clutter. When the 10 minutes are over, you sit back down for your next 60-minute block. And because you took that break, you will find that your focus is sharp, your energy is high, and you are ready to produce elite results all over again. Do not measure your worth by how many consecutive hours you can sit in a chair. Measure your success by the intensity of your focus and the wisdom of your recovery. The eighth core rule of the 5 a.m. Club is a daily practice that bridges the gap between professional success and deep personal fulfillment. Robin Sharma calls this the 2B time frame. This rule is all about how you divide your day to balance your outer achievements with your inner growth. Most people spend their entire day in one single time frame, the time frame of doing, of achieving, of managing tasks and chasing goals. They spend 8, 10, or 12 hours constantly pushing themselves to perform. But if you only focus on the outer world, your soul begins to feel empty. You become successful on the outside, but exhausted on the inside. The 2B time frame splits your day into two distinct halves to keep you balanced and inspired. The first part of the formula is be productive. This occupies the first half of your day. From 5 a.m. through your morning and into your early afternoon, this is your time to be a warrior in the world. This is when you apply the 90/90/1 rule and the 60/10 method. You focus intensely, you build your career, you solve complex data, and you execute your strategies with absolute precision. You give everything you have to your professional craft. But then comes the second half of the formula. Be beautiful. This time frame begins in the late afternoon and covers your evening. During this phase, you must intentionally step away from the world of commerce and competition. You stop checking work messages. You close your laptop. Instead, you dedicate this time to the beauty of life itself. You use these hours to connect deeply with your family. You go for a peaceful evening walk. You enjoy a healthy meal, or you spend time in nature. You might use this time to read inspiring literature, enjoy art, or simply sit in quiet reflection. This is the time frame where you rebuild your spirit, you recharge your emotional heart set, and you nurture your soul set. Many professionals think that to be highly successful, they must sacrifice their personal life, but the author teaches us that true wealth is a life lived in harmony. If you do not protect your Be Beautiful time, your creative genius will dry up, and your work will lose its magic. Be brilliant and relentless in your hours of production, but be gentle, present, and grateful in your hours of rest. Win your work, but never lose your life. The ninth core rule of the 5 a.m. Club is a very simple daily habit that will help you get much better at your work and in your life. Robin Sharma calls this the daily 3-win method. Now let's look at why this rule is so helpful. Most people look at their day and they only see what went wrong. They remember the mistakes, they remember the problems, and they feel bad at the end of the day. They go to sleep feeling like they did not do enough. This mindset ruins your confidence. It makes you feel tired, and it makes it very hard to wake up at 5 a.m. with a happy mind. The daily 3-win method fixes this completely. Every single evening, before you go to sleep, you must sit down with a notebook and a pen, and you must write down 3 small things that you did well during that day. Just 3 things. They do not have to be huge achievements. For example, you can write, I woke up at 5 a.m. today. That is a win. Or, I focused on my main project for 1 hour without looking at my phone. That is another win. Or even, I went for a nice, quiet walk with my family in the evening. That is also a great win. Why does this small habit change your life? Because it trains your brain to look for progress. When you focus on your wins, you start to feel happy and proud of yourself. You build momentum. You realize that even on a difficult day, you are still moving forward, step by step. Small, daily wins, when you add them up over weeks and months, lead to massive success. Do not wait for a giant miracle to happen to feel successful. Look for the small victories every single day, celebrate them, and go to sleep feeling like a winner. The 10th core rule of the 5 a.m. Club is a powerful concept about how you spend your money and your time. Robin Sharma calls this the 2x3x mindset. Let's look at what this simple formula means. To grow your income and to double your success, You must triple your investment in two specific areas: your personal mastery and your professional capability. In very easy words, you need to invest more in yourself. Most people spend their extra money on entertainment. They buy expensive clothes, gadgets, or things they don't really need. But the top performers do things differently. They invest their resources in their own brain. They buy books. They listen to audiobooks. They take online courses to learn new technical skills like data analysis, programming, or a new language. They understand that your external wealth can never grow bigger than your internal growth. Think of your mind like a tool. If you never sharpen it, it becomes dull and your work becomes slow. But if you spend time and money to improve your skills, you become highly valuable to the world. So how do you practice this every day? When you wake up at 5 a.m. and enter your learning block, you are investing in yourself. When you buy a book instead of a luxury item, you are investing in yourself. Stop looking for shortcuts to success. The best investment you can ever make is not in the stock market or in property. The best investment is in your own potential. Triple your learning, triple your practice, and your success will automatically double. The 11th core rule of the 5 a.m. Club is a beautiful lesson about the people you keep around you. Robin Sharma calls this the Dream Team Network. Let's think about why this is so important. The people you spend your time with have a huge impact on your life. They can either lift you up or they can pull you down. If you spend your days with people who complain, who are lazy, or who always focus on the negative side of life, it becomes very hard for you to stay motivated. Their low energy will slowly rub off on you. But history makers do the exact opposite. They are very careful about their inner circle. They surround themselves with people who inspire them, people who work hard, who have big dreams, and who want to grow every single day. When you see others pushing their limits, learning new skills, and waking up early, it naturally makes you want to do the same. It gives you positive energy. Building your dream team does not mean you need 100 friends. It means you need a few high-quality connections. Look for friends and colleagues who support your journey. People who talk about ideas, not about other people. People who celebrate your small wins and encourage you when things get difficult. And remember, this rule works both ways. You must also be a source of positive energy for them. Lift others up, listen with an open mind, and help them grow. You cannot achieve greatness entirely by yourself. Choose your circle wisely, protect your environment, and build a team that helps you fly. The 12th core rule of the 5 a.m. Club is the final piece of the entire system. Robin Sharma calls this the one-day legacy. This rule is incredibly powerful because it helps you understand the true purpose of waking up early and working so hard. Many people spend their entire lives always waiting for the future. They say, I will be happy when I get a better job, or I will finally relax when I have more money. They live in a state of waiting, but they forget a fundamental truth. The future is just an idea. It is a dream. The only real thing we have, the only thing we can actually control, is today. The one-day legacy mindset means treating each single day as a small picture of your entire life. Think about it like this. The way you live your morning is the way you live your whole day, and the way you live your day is the way you build your whole life. When you look at your life through this lens, every single day becomes very important. You stop wasting hours on useless distractions. You stop postponing your happiness for a tomorrow that might never come. So how do you build a great legacy in just 24 hours? You do it by being fully present in the moment you are in. When you wake up at 5 a.m., you don't do it just to stay busy. You do it to honor your potential. When it is time to work, you create a fortress of focus. You put your head down, you ignore the noise, and you do your absolute best work. You treat your craft with respect. But then, when you come home, you change your focus entirely. When it is time to be with your family, you close your laptop, you put away your smartphone, and you give them your full love and undivided attention. You walk with them, you laugh with them, and you stay present. And finally, when the day ends, You let your body and mind fully relax with a grateful heart. Do not wait for the perfect time in the future to start living a great life. Wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Take care of your internal world. Do meaningful work and cherish the people around you. If you can win just one single day, you can win your entire life. With the 12 core rules complete, we now enter the practical application of the 5 a.m. Club. Robin Sharma shares a vital strategy to help you sustain this lifestyle for the long run. He calls this the 7 habits of serious morning world builders. To keep your morning routine strong week after week, you need daily habits that support your energy and focus. These habits ensure you don't just start the routine, but you actually live it every single day. The first habit is the 90-minute cleanse. This habit is about creating a clean environment for your mind. Every single day, for 90 minutes, you must completely remove all digital devices from your sight. No phone, no social media, and no text messages. Think about how much noise fills your head when you constantly check notifications. It creates mental clutter. By stepping away from technology for just 90 minutes during your day, you give your brain a chance to rest and clean itself. The second habit is the 2x massage protocol. The author advises getting 2 deep tissue massages every single week. Now, this might sound like a luxury, but for elite performers, it is a strategic necessity. When you work hard and focus deeply, your body holds onto stress. Cortisol, the stress hormone, builds up in your muscles. Massages physically reduce this stress, improve your blood circulation, and keep your body flexible. It is an investment in your physical recovery so you can keep performing at your highest level. The third habit is traffic university. Think about how much time you spend traveling every day, whether you are driving to work, sitting on a bus, or walking. Most people waste this time listening to the radio or staring out the window. World builders turn their travel time into a classroom. They use this time to listen to educational audiobooks, learn a new language, or study a podcast about their industry. If you utilize your travel time for learning, you can gain hundreds of hours of new knowledge every year without ever opening a book at home. The fourth habit is the clean design rule. Your physical surroundings affect your internal mind. If your desk is messy, your bedroom is cluttered, and your digital files are unorganized, your brain will feel chaotic. The rule is simple. Simplify your environment. Keep your workspace clean. Surround yourself only with things that inspire you or serve a direct purpose. A clean, minimalist environment leads to a clean, focused mind. The fifth habit is the 60-minute student. To remain valuable in your career, you must never stop learning. This habit requires you to dedicate 60 minutes every single day to studying your craft. Read deep literature, analyze data trends, or practice your programming skills. Do not just do your job, study your job. The sixth habit is the daily peer circle. This connects back to your dream team. Make it a daily habit to connect with someone who inspires you. It could be a short conversation with a hardworking colleague or a message to a mentor. Keeping close contact with high performers keeps your standards high. And the seventh habit is the 10-minute evening review. Before you sleep, spend just 10 minutes reflecting on your day. Look at your wins, see where you lost focus, and plan your top priority for the next morning. This closes the day with clarity and prepares your mind to wake up with purpose at 5 a.m. Do not try to implement all 7 habits today. Pick one, master it, and let these habits build a fortress around your success.